Hey Treehole Talk listeners, so glad you found us over here over 3 years later. Little disclaimer though, this was our very first podcast and have since produced other fun shows for your listening pleasure.
We're hoping as you continue listening, you'll see our quality has significantly improved, but our personalities and banter certainly have not, except maybe we talk over each other less.
We hope you stick with us through our OTH journey since we absolutely loved talking about the show and enjoy the community as a whole.
Tree Hill Talk still lives on, so do not fret. We come back periodically because it means that much to us.
Whatever brought you here, we thank you and welcome.
On with the show!
Yep, and we'll go from there.
Cool.
All right, this is it.
We made it.
We did it. This is happening. We are doing our Tree Hill Talk podcast. Woo!
Yeah! In for the long haul.
Yep,
Wait, how
sure
many
is.
seasons are
9 seasons.
All right,
Okay.
that doesn't seem as bad as 10.
It's
I
not
don't
bad.
know why.
You're right.
Yeah.
For some reason,
Under
honestly, I
10.
thought it was like 12 or 14.
Yeah, it's not that
No,
bad.
we're good.
It's not
Okay.
like Supernatural, but we watched the pilot.
Yes.
Okay,
Well, you're
so-
a seasoned watcher.
Okay, yeah, so we'll introduce ourselves to
Yes.
those who don't know. I'm Ingrid, and I am the veteran watcher of One Tree Hill, and I've seen all of it. And then we have Michelle and Liz.
Yes. Hi, I'm
We
Michelle.
are newbies. I'm Alyssa, a.k.a. Liz.
Yeah. Never seen the show before.
Yeah. But they like similar shows like Gilmore Girls,
Yes.
and Michelle is obsessed with the OC.
OC
Yeah.
is great.
So for the longest time, I've been saying we need to watch One Tree Hill, and it is finally happening.
Yes.
So we are going to be doing a podcast for every 2 episodes.
Yeah.
But for today, for the pilot, we decided to dedicate a special episode to the pilot.
Yes.
Okay, so I think we should just dive right in. We just finished watching it.
Yeah.
So I would love to get some of your thoughts, and then I'll kind of jump in and guide.
Okay. I would
so-
say solid pilot
Definitely.
because, pilots are always a little... You got to get into the show.
Yeah.
And sometimes
Yeah.
you'll watch a pilot and you'll be like, all right, I got to give this show like...
A couple more episodes.
Right.
Yeah.
But I could get into this.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I love that kind of like drama teen-esque show.
Yeah, the boys just got here,
Yeah.
so they're dropping off
They're,
goodies for us.
they're giving us goodies.
Yeah.
But yeah, so solid pilot for you guys.
I think so.
So this
I'm
aired
trying to
2003?
2003 it began. Yep.
Okay.
So
2003, what was on? OC was on.
OC was going on.
Started.
I think
Yeah.
at the time it was very. You either watched One Tree Hill
Or
or
you
the
watched
OC.
It was 2.
Yeah, it
And
was definitely.
One Tree Hill was on Warner Brothers, WB.
Yep. It
Or
was
Fox,
WB back
because
then.
OC was
Yep.
Fox.
It was a WB
Right.
CW show.
So they're like competing.
And
Yeah.
Gilmore Girls was already going on.
Yes. I
Yeah.
think Gilmore Girls was like 2002. Was it ever?
Because they ended in, 2007?
Yeah.
So they were on in 2000.
Yep.
2000. Oh my god, wow.
Okay,
Yeah.
and they were WB too.
Yeah.
So I wonder if they played before or after, like One Tree Hill,
Yeah.
So...
Yeah. So okay. So let's get into what's going on in the episode.
Okay.
So we basically are in Tree Hill, which is a fake town in North Carolina.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are introduced to a bunch of our main characters.
A lot of characters.
I guess,
actually.
yeah, there's a lot. It pretty much, besides one character that wasn't shown, we got all the main players
So
right now.
they're
Yeah.
like, this is it for.
There's one character that will come into the next episode, but
So
for the most
Sophia
part,
Bush.
this is Sophia
She's the only
Bush.
one
She
who's
is.
missing.
Yep, she shows up next episode.
He's a goddess.
So
Oh my
we
God.
pretty
yeah.
much we can open up with the opening scene with Nathan Scott and Lucas Scott. So
Right, which-
what are your
Thanks,
thoughts?
Aunt.
Oh, we got our
And
delivery.
You guys gotta,
Delivery.
you gotta figure out which one's which.
Okay.
Say hi, Aunt.
Hi.
Hi.
I love Oz.
This is Thank
That's yours.
you.
That's yours.
Thanks. Little ice
There's
cream
coffee
break.
in there?
There's...
Looks like something else.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Cool. Thanks, Aunt.
Thank you.
Thanks,
All right.
Aunt.
Oop, as I drop my ice
So
cream. Okay.
at first, they give you the little. Because I thought that they said 2 names. I guess they said his first and last name.
Agreed.
And then I was like, oh, and then I realized that Chad Michael Murray's character was wearing a Scott sweatshirt. And I was
Yes.
like, okay, he must
Yeah.
be related, and then they said that his last name was Scott. So I'm like, okay, they're brothers. This is going to be interesting.
Yeah.
They're like the two main characters. Obviously, nothing alike.
Mm-hmm, complete opposites, and they pretty much drop the Scott name a lot because in this small town, the Scotts are, pretty well known. We have the two half brothers, Nathan and Lucas, which, the opening scene, they're both playing basketball, but both polar opposites. We have them on the Nathan on the court, and then we have Lucas playing by the riverside. So, complete opposites. And what are your initial thoughts on Lucas? We'll talk about Lucas first since he's like the main guy, and then we have Nathan. So we'll talk about Lucas first.
So Lucas, at first, honestly, and this was just because I've been watching Gilmore Girls, and he was on Gilmore Girls, but he played such a douchebag.
Yeah.
Was his name Tristan?
Tristan.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so,
Tristan.
like, his initial appearance, I was like, oh, is he like the bad one?
Yeah.
But that's how I thought he was like going to
Quote
be
unquote,
like
the bad seed.
the one that didn't want to like go to college, like,
or high school, or he dropped out of, because we never see him in school until like a couple
later.
Right. Yeah. And but then we like learn that he's kind of like an intellectual,
right? He's like that hidden gem, like very mysterious,
very smart, loves to
that
read.
one that all the girls I'm sure are gonna go crazy for, because he's
just like probably misunderstood at this point.
Yeah, he's kind of like the black sheep, especially because he kind of falls under the shadow of his half brother Nathan. Who I would love to see what your thoughts are on Nathan Scott.
I feel like with him and his father, there's going to be a lot of things that are really going to bother me. Like, like many seasons, that they're going to do things that are going to be like, they're going to get away with a lot of shit, and it's going to really piss me off.
We see that right away.
Already, they do,
Where after the big game that he wins, Nathan wins at the beginning, he decides to steal a school bus with all his douchebag friends, and they're drunk, and he's driving, and they almost hit a train. But then because Dan Scott, which they kind of give you that idea where Dan Scott has a lot of power in the town, and he has friends in the cops, in everywhere. So he gets his son off and his son's friends off of any trouble.
Right.
So that kind of shows you what kind of person Dan is, and you will definitely be seeing a lot more of what power. Dan does and the things he does. People that have watched One Tree Hill, you know what I'm talking about, the things, but he is that character that you will love to hate, pretty much. Right. Because right off the bat, and that's not even spoiling anything, because you just right away don't like him.
Right. And it's hard to like his son.
Yeah.
Because of it, he follows.
I also was wondering, I mean, I know Dan, from learning from all this now, that he has a lot of power, but in this small town, is the basketball team so highly celebrated that of course they're going to protect the number one player.
Right, pretty much. And Dan, if
he used to play basketball?
Dan, yeah. So let's kind of go into that with the history of the other Scott brothers, which is Dan Scott and his brother Keith.
Right. Keith.
So Keith and Dan both used to play basketball, and their coach was also Whitey. Right. Whitey is the current coach now, and you see that Dan has some sort of issue with Whitey. Something went down, and there is animosity there. Right. Dan wants the best for his son Nathan. He wants him to succeed. He wants him to go off to, a great school to play and be pretty much, he wants him to be a professional basketball player. And he feels that Lucas is going to be a threat to that.
Right.
And he doesn't see Lucas as a son, because if he wanted, he could have had two sons that are amazing basketball players, but he doesn't recognize him or even sees him as a son.
Right.
So, but then that's where Keith comes in, which is Lucas's uncle, Dan's brother, and he is pretty much the same deal, kind of the polar opposite of Dan.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nurturing, caring.
Right.
He tells Whitey about Lucas that he needs to watch him play and get him on the team.
Yeah.
And you see that, he cares for Karen, which is Lucas's mom,
right.
and that he also seems to be the polar opposite of Dan.
Right.
So will we meet Nathan's mom?
Yes.
'Cause I'm very curious
about
that.
She will be there. She's another character that wasn't... I think she does appear in episode 2.
Okay.
So her character, Sophia Bush, that we mentioned, she will be turning up in episode 2.
Cool.
Gotcha.
But you will definitely see her mom, his mom, and
I just
Sophia
want to see
Bush.
that family dynamic.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because how could...
I
mean, she has to be kind of cold, too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because,
or just really... quiet and doesn't have any say in the family. I don't
Right.
know. It could go
So,
two ways.
and you see that Dan is very overpowering in that scene where Nathan is lifting weights and he tells him, "Oh, I'm at 160," and Dan just scoffs at him like,
Yeah.
and puts more weight and
Right.
more weight,
He
and
couldn't even do it.
I feel like that's symbolism, like he's just putting more weight and
Yeah.
pressure
Oh, yeah.
on him
Definitely.
as, you know, to be the best
To be the
and
superstar.
to beat his brother and to be this guy that, you know, he's not.
Definitely.
So,
Thoughts on Peyton?
I was just gonna
yes,
say.
I was gonna say, let's get
At
to the girls.
first, she really seemed to be that typical popular girl dating the star basketball player.
Yeah.
But then she all of a sudden just changed into this in 5 minutes just changed into this completely opposite person, who I guess in order to please her man, she's one person, yet she can't express. I just don't really understand her yet.
Not
I
yet.
guess
It's hard.
it's
Yeah.
hard. I feel like she maybe has a ton of issues.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe her family is not great, or maybe she
Yeah.
just seems to be
Yeah.
a little lost.
She's
to
like the
me.
punk rock cheerleader, pretty much. Which
you don't see.
you don't see
No, you
because
don't.
the scenes of her being a cheerleader, she's a cheerleader, and you just see her as the
And
bubbly
she's
type.
pretty good in that role.
Right,
Right?
and she,
Yeah.
and she's good, but then in reality, she's not. That's not
And she
her.
was super nasty
Yeah.
to Lucas, even though obviously she didn't even know him. So
Yeah.
right off the bat, she
She's
was
being nasty.
being nasty to him.
and-
It's like her boyfriend was rubbing off on her.
Uh-huh. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Which is
what do you
nothing.
guys think, with her and what you think is going to happen?
I think a couple of romances are gonna spring.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I don't know, because it could be predictable in that in time she ends up with
with Lucas.
Lucas.
Mm-hmm.
But then, we meet, Lucas's best friend,
Haley.
Haley.
Adorable.
Who is
is-
one of my favorite characters. I love her.
I feel like she
She's
might
the
have a crush on
comedic,
him.
she's the comedic, funny girl next door best friend.
right, which you need on a show,
Yeah.
the Seth Cohen.
Yeah, she's pretty much the female Seth
For all
Cohen.
those OC people.
Yeah, for OC people, but
Yeah.
she's a really nice, especially in the pilot. Now that I rewatched the pilot, seeing her with all the angst that's going on with the other characters is very refreshing because she's so bubbly and so nice.
Right.
And yeah.
I got a real big kick out of Lucas's posse and Minkus.
Uh-huh.
Because
Which
Yep.
I'm blanking on his real name, obviously. It's
Yeah.
not Minkus.
no.
Yeah,
We're
so-
gonna call him Bingo.
Yeah, we have Jimmy and we have Skills and a few of the other characters that
I thought
don't
his
really
name
have
was
names.
Skittles.
No, Skills.
I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
They call him
so
Skittles.
Lucas has his group of guys, which are all obviously good guys, the nerds, the black sheep of the
Right.
school, playing on the Riverside Court, and then you have Nathan and his goons of friends,
God,
his hype
obnoxious.
guys, and
They're
You know.
awful.
yeah, they're pretty bad. So they're pretty much polar opposites of each other in
Right.
all areas. But
Which is kind of poetic. I feel like it's one of those Shakespearean plays where the bad brother, the good
Uh-huh.
brother, and
yeah,
they kind of hopefully in 9 seasons they'll be able to have a common ground. And I
Right.
kind of felt like they should be on the team together because now I feel like that's more revenge for Lucas to do well and
I think
have
that's where
people
it's
encourage
going.
him, and therefore
Lucas is younger.
Lucas is
Is he
Actually-
a year younger? 2 years?
well, they said that did she get knocked up at the end of high school?
she was
Yeah.
pregnant right after high school. Karen got pregnant right
Right.
after high school,
and then she got pregnant real quick after that.
yeah, well, and then I said her name, but Deb is Nathan's mom's name, and she must have gotten pregnant not too long after with Dan. I don't
Right.
remember exactly. We should probably look into that, but they're not.
That's really young.
I'm pretty sure they're in the same grade, so
Oh.
he, moved on pretty quickly.
right.
Interesting.
Yeah.
As a
Okay.
young kid too.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
what are you,
I'm sure they'll
17,
get
18
into it.
years
I mean,
old?
it's been so long, but they'll definitely get into that more. But I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure they're the same age. But yeah,
Karen seems to be a really nice lady.
yeah, Karen's very nice with a little cafe, and
So cute.
you see where Lucas gets his love for books.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and what did you think of Lucas's motivation to decide to join and to play against Nathan?
I feel like he's kind of like, here I am, like, see me now. I really am this, like, amazing person that you never thought I was, and, like, you never acknowledged me. And now here I am, I'm going to, like, you know, in a modest way, kind of, like, be the good guy and be the one that everyone's, like, rooting for because the other one is so terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially, it's, like, a dig to the father, too. Like, you know,
Right.
he's doing it for his mother and for himself.
And just to prove that he is someone.
Yeah.
And not just, like, the quiet
The bastard kid.
Right, the
Right.
bastard kid. And
Yeah.
it's time that he, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think him seeing his dad at the car dealership is really what.
Yeah, when when
Catalyst.
Dan goes to Keith at the shop and is telling him, I don't remember the quote exactly, but he says, you know, oh, well, you know, he's here now. If there's something I could have done about it, I would have done it. You know,
exactly.
and that's when Lucas just, he hears it and just snaps and...
He's like, well, now you can't do anything about me.
Yeah, so he decides to, you know, do what everyone has been telling him to do and to show everybody
So they verse each other.
Yep. So they do the game. Lucas comes out on top.
Which is a
And
weird
then
game.
Lucas made a deal that if he wins, Nathan stays on the team, not leave the team.
Right.
Right.
So Nathan is now staying on the team, and they're gonna have to
How did
figure
you
that
guys
out.
feel like Nathan, when he told Peyton, like, oh, if he wins, he gets
gets you?
you?
Yeah.
Like, what is she, just a piece of meat that we're just going to,
Clearly.
like, toss around?
Right. Like,
Right.
Like, she means really nothing to him except
Like,
for, like...
do they,
yeah.
I mean, obviously.
Their
do you
dynamic
know-
is terrible as well.
Well, that's why I want to know how they started dating, too. Well, I hope they go into that.
Yeah, they will.
Just their
they'll-
history, because...
Yeah, it's
Right.
pretty much she's the main cheerleader, and he's the main basketball
athlete.
player.
Okay.
That's pretty much it.
Interesting. Because he obviously doesn't appreciate anything that she
No.
has to offer. She's creative. She's, you know, nerdy and different. And he didn't... He's like, why you listen to that shit? No one listens to that.
I mean,
Yeah,
maybe
like-
he evolves like Luke from the OC.
Right.
Not
I was
to go
funny
there.
because I was
Yeah.
kind of comparing him into my head.
Me
He's not as
too.
stupid as Luke, though.
I know, Luke was just
Luke was just so
Yeah.
stupid. But, like...
golden retriever.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
he
that's what I
evolved.
initially thought too. Like maybe Peyton and Lucas have a history because she was so nasty to him. I thought maybe
Oh,
they
I
had
didn't
like a
even think
falling
of
out,
that.
but then it seemed like she didn't.
I mean,
even
she
know
said,
him
"I don't
at
even
all.
know you." She
Right.
was just. I think
She was just being
Peyton.
nasty.
Peyton's in a place where she's not happy. She's
No.
miserable. When she's that happy cheerleader, she's putting up a front.
Totally.
You know, she is not where she wants to be. And I think when her car breaks down, and Lucas comes to get her car, and Lucas makes the comment about the band on her binder
Yeah.
and the lyrics, and she's like, oh, someone actually listens to the same music as I do. Meanwhile, Nathan in another scene is telling her to, like, why is she listening
Right.
to this shit music?
Right.
So, I think she has a moment of, oh, there's someone else like me
Right.
that listens to the same music and might like the same things
Yeah.
and might understand her more than the shit relationship she's in now.
Right, yeah.
So.
And I thought he was serious when he was like, he gets you in the bed. And I was like, oh my god,
Me
like how
too.
hurtful
Yeah, no.
for
No, I thought the
him
same
to
thing.
say to her, like, why would you let that happen?
And why would you say it to your girlfriend?
I mean,
Yeah.
granted, it's high school.
It
Who
is
knows,
high
like,
school,
the depth
yeah.
of their relationship for high school.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, you really? I mean, if that happened to me, I'd be like, peace. Fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You can have your team.
I know.
That's true.
But every time I watch shows like this that would deal with, like, younger,
Mm-hmm.
characters, I always tell I know, like,
Like, remember,
they're young, they're
Like high school.
playing, like,
Yeah.
16, 17-year-old
Kids.
Kids.
They're kids.
And
yeah.
so, like, when I would watch with Anthony, who's my husband, or my sister, and they'd get frustrated at a character, and I'm like, but they're 17.
they're going to
like,
make dumb decisions.
They're not
They're going to do
matured
things
adults
that you
yet.
don't think are
Let's remember
good
who
ideas.
we're
and-
watching.
yeah. So let's just go over, just from the pilot, what character would you say so far right now it would be your favorite?
Oh. Lucas.
Lucas?
I do like Lucas.
But I like Haley, too.
I like
Yeah.
Haley as well.
Yeah.
And I like their dynamic. I like
Yeah.
boy
Yeah,
girl.
they're
too. I like
they're like
friendships.
Me
yep,
too.
they're really good like together, and yeah, Haley's definitely my favorite. I really do like the character that hasn't been shown yet, but Right now, I would say Haley and Lucas are.
And I
kind
kind of hope that they don't ruin their friendship with like a relationship
Me
because
too.
they do that all the time.
They do it
Yeah.
all the time, and it's so predictable.
Right, and it's like, okay, like let's have a guy and girl be in a friendship, and that's it. Why can't we have that?
That always bothered me because I'll look at like my personal life. I'm like, I'm friends with so many
So many
dudes that I
boys.
didn't
Yeah.
date.
Right. It is possible to
I-
be people. It is
Right.
possible to have friends
Like,
that are
it's the
guys.
best guy
We
friends
have
and
more
girls.
guy friends, by the way, than girls. So
Yeah,
that
we
should
do.
tell you something.
We do have more guy friends. We relate to Haley, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, and least favorite.
Dan or
Yeah, Dan.
Dan, I guess.
Dan.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I feel like what's the other one's name?
Nathan.
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 I feel like he can probably redeem himself a little
Exactly.
Right.
I'm waiting to see where
I'm
his
waiting for the
character goes.
redemption.
Yeah.
But Dan, I feel like has a rotten core,
Yeah.
and that's just who he is.
Yeah. He's just nasty with everyone. Whitey, his
And
kids.
I wonder, like, if they're from what the other brother has. Keith, his name is.
Mhm.
It seemed like his dad was. I mean, he only talked about him for a minute, but like their dad was an okay guy. So I don't really know what happened in their life that made Dan so miserable or made him so insensitive and
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, they'll definitely go into a lot more with Keith and Dan's history, why they hate each other, why, Dan is the way he is, and they're gonna explain their whole history, their past,
Awesome.
Karen,
Right.
everything. Why basketball is such a big deal, all of that. So
How long are the seasons? How many episodes?
probably 20, like the usual, like low 20s. I'm pretty
Wow.
sure. So we have a lot.
Yeah.
We have a lot to
Got a
look
lot to
forward
go.
to, though.
And great music.
Great
Did we
music.
talk
That's
about the
no, we
music?
didn't
The
talk
music
about the music.
brings us back to you.
Yeah, I mean, we opened with some Dashboard Confessional. Finch is in it.
So
It's
Some
just
Jet.
yeah, great
Jet.
Jet. Great
Yeah.
music. It
Yeah,
does have.
much appreciated.
I do remember when watching it when it was out in 2003. We were in high school. Making mixtapes like
Oh my
CDs
God, yes.
of all of the
Of all the
soundtracks
songs.
The
because
best
they were
thing.
so good. And as the years went on, like the CW, when it became the CW, they would post the soundtracks
Yeah.
online for you of
Yeah.
each episode,
That's so awesome.
which was awesome because you would listen to, and the music just ties into when Finch is playing during the game, Dashboard
Yes.
Confessional, when Peyton's driving the car and almost
Right.
hits Lucas, and
Yeah.
the music does add to it,
Mhm.
and it's all music that we loved
Right.
and listened to at that time, so it kind of brings us back to high
To that
school.
time, right?
Yeah.
So the whole thing is just a nice little
So
experience.
this being your favorite, would you say this is your favorite show?
This is definitely the thing with this show. It's like a little
Is it more
special.
nostalgia?
It's more nostalgia, and it's the first show I ever followed beginning to end where I would go home and watch it at
Right.
that time. This is before DVR.
Yeah, way before.
I would go home and be like, "Oh, I need to be home at 8 because One Tree Hill is on tonight," and watch it live because that's how you would watch it. And it was the first show that I really, really followed beginning to end, not counting cartoons and like Boy Meets World and all those shows we watched when we were younger. But this was like a show that I was super into. I had a poster and like
Right.
it was.
What drew you in?
You know what? It just.
Like watching.
I just remember hearing about it, and it started, and someone said, "Oh, there's this new show starting, One Tree Hill." I was like, "Yeah, sure, I'll check it out. The boys look cute in it."
Yeah. It's always a
And
plus.
then I just kept going, and 9 years later, finished it.
I have to say, I didn't anticipate Chad Michael Murray to be the character. Like honestly, I don't know anything
Same
about
here.
the show at all.
Nothing.
Like no spoil.
Oh,
nothing.
that's amazing!
I don't know.
Which I'm so happy about because I don't want to ruin anything.
Yeah.
For myself.
All I knew is Ingrid told me there were two brothers.
Yeah.
Like that.
Oh, see, I
were
didn't. I
from-
had no idea. I just remember that Chad
That's
Michael
it.
Murray and Sophia Bush and Hillary Burton were in it, and that
Yeah.
was it.
I
And
didn't even know
was
who
like,
was in it. I didn't even know
Yeah.
that.
So when I thought of Chad Michael Murray, he must be like the douchey hot guy on the
Yeah.
show because
Yep.
then again I associate him with Gilmore Girls. But
Yep, but no, he plays the polar opposite. So he's like the black sheep,
right.
good guy. And the show kind of revolves more around him, but it really is. There isn't like a main character. It's more of an ensemble, really.
Right.
Because
Obviously,
the town
yeah.
is so small. I mean, they
It's a
have
very
this, like,
small, like
10
fake
main
town in North
characters.
Carolina, but the pilot is very around Lucas and the whole episode is about his decision on whether he's going to join the basketball team.
Yeah.
But really it's more of an ensemble. Lucas kind of is like the main spotlight at times, but it really is an ensemble of just everyone because everyone's so intertwined. So
right, yeah, I feel like there's so much history that's gonna come out. Like these dramatic things are gonna change. So many secrets.
It's so good. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for you guys.
Cool. I'm glad we're on this journey.
Yep.
Me too.
Good.
So this podcast, I'm hoping if everything stays on track, we'll have it up once a week. I'll pick a day, maybe Monday or Tuesday. Maybe I'll do Tree Hill Talk Tuesday, so it's all teased.
That's cute.
It kind of, works out. So, I do have the link up on SoundCloud. It will be on iTunes, and you can find it under Tree Hill Talk. That stampede noise, if you hear it, are the boys upstairs.
You probably do.
Yeah. So you can find it on Tree Hill Talk. I will be linking this everywhere. We also have an email, treehilltalk@gmail.com.
Fancy.
If you like the show, if you want to send in questions,
you want to be on it,
just email us. And I'm excited. This is finally happening. I've been telling these girls we need to watch One Tree Hill for so long,
I know.
and we're finally doing it, and I couldn't be more excited.
Yes.
And after you will watch OC.
Yes, and after
OC.
I will watch it. That was the deal. I'll watch OC if they watch One Tree Hill. So
see, we can play nice with each other.
yeah,
OC people and
OC, One Tree Hill. Yeah, we did a little poll a few months ago. I just want to say One Tree Hill did win with more likes. Just saying.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah. So, find us on Tree Hill Talk, subscribe, follow, all that stuff, and we will see you next time.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.